Portrait photography is a fascinating and challenging area of photography, but it takes on a whole new dimension when you take a group shot. The secret here is finding the right location and viewpoint and organising your subjects into an effective composition. The traditional approach is to get everyone in a line and say cheese. But while you might be asked to shoot a formal arrangement like this for the local paper or a company newsletter, it's not exactly exciting. So as well as showing you how to shoot these standard group shots, we've got some tips on mixing it up, having some fun, and producing some much more interesting pictures. First, think about where you're going to shoot. You could go for a backdrop that complements your subjects and what they do, or go for a setting that's completely incongruous. Now you need to think about posing your groups. For formal group shots, it's quite simple. You should arrange your subjects in a straight line or an arc around the camera. Put the tallest in the centre so that the line is lowest at the ends and is as uniform as possible. We're going to put the camera on a tripod with this shot and use a remote release. This will keep our camera and our subjects in the same position when we take a series of shots. For this shot, we're setting the ISO to our camera's minimum. On our D300S, that's ISO 200. This will give us the best possible quality for enlargements later on. We'll set the camera to A mode so that we can choose the most suitable lens aperture. We'll go for f11 here to make sure there's enough depth of field to make everyone in the group sharp. The remote release allows us to move away from the camera to arrange props, straighten ties, and make last-minute adjustments to the line, and then shoot the instant everything is perfect. For more informal group shots, we're going to take a different approach. You need to be able to move and shoot quickly as you look for the perfect angle and moments to shoot. So we'll take the camera off the tripod and change the ISO setting to auto. We don't want the camera to use anything slower than a 1/2 of a second. What the camera does now is automatically adjust the ISO to achieve that minimum speed, whatever the conditions. But do you have to take every shot from head height? Have a look around to see if you can find a higher viewpoint, so that you're looking down on the group as you shoot it. This is a favourite technique amongst wedding photographers. If you fit a super wide angle lens like this Nikon 10 to 24mm to your camera, you'll get a dramatic change in perspective. Or shoot from a low viewpoint to give your group a dramatic monumental appearance. You'll have the sky in the background now, which can really add to the effect. If the sky is very bright or if your subjects are in shade, pop up the camera's built-in flash and set it to slow flash mode to provide some subtle fill-in lighting. Better still, use a more powerful external flash like this Nikon SB600. We need to be a lot more inventive with our compositions and how we direct our subjects. A lot depends on how they interact with each other and with the camera, but here are some ideas to get things moving. Try lining up your group as if for a formal portrait, but get each one to look in a different direction or strike an exaggerated pose. Ask one of the group to look at the camera, but everyone else to look at them. Get them involved in some activity, but it's all jumping into the air at once or pointing at the camera. These are just our ideas for breaking the ice, and you'll no doubt be able to think of many more. Finally, don't assume everyone in the group has to have equal prominence. You could bring every member of the group forward in turn and leave the rest in the background. It's the perfect memento for each individual in the group, and it lets you play around much more with the composition.